Today we're going to be looking at abs. I know most of us want to tighten up our abs and make our silhouette a little slimmer. So we're going to be doing 5 exercises. Important thing to say though is that you can be tightening your abs every time, all throughout the day, as long as you think about it and you hold your posture correct. So in terms of tightening the abs, we always need to make sure when we're resting, they're out and they're just all a little bit slack. So whenever you think about it, if you're washing up at the sink, if you're brushing your teeth, just think to yourself, pull those abs in, squeeze and tilt that pelvis up, and you're automatically tightening them. So if you think about doing that 5 times a day for just a minute, you're always constantly going to be working on your abs. And also whilst you're tightening your abs, you're improving the strength in your lower back as well. So if you suffer with lower back problems, that's really important. So we're going to start with our exercises. And the first one's going to be a plank. Now I want to challenge you all to do, get up to doing a plank for 1 minute every single day. It's far more effective than any of the other exercises I'm going to tell you. Planks are the best one, and there's lots of different varieties. We're going to start with a basic plank, and there's very different ways of doing it. So we're going to start with the easiest, coming down to the floor. So the easiest way of doing a plank is on your knees and on your elbows, okay? And if you look at my back, I haven't got a mirror, but I'm hoping I'm quite straight like a plank of wood. Okay, and I want you to start holding this for as long as you can, building up to 1 minute. Okay, so as I said, this is in its easiest forms. We can take it up a level by coming up to our hands. And we need to check that our shoulders are over our wrists, our abs are pulled in tight, and again, nice and straight through the back. This is the second stage. So once you've mastered the easiest one, you can move on to the second stage. Taking it to the third stage, so slightly harder again. We're going back down to our elbows. Again, shoulder over my elbow there. We're going to bring it up to our toes. So this is a little bit harder. Just keep looking straight to the floor and don't forget to breathe. And if you can only do this for 20 seconds to begin with, that's fine. Next week you might be able to do 30 seconds. Okay? Into the hardest form, up on our hands. Shoulders over those wrists. Pull in those abs. Breathing nice and steady. And here's a little tip. Pull your abs up. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze that bottom. That will just engage those abs a little bit more. And you're going to try for a minute, but I said as long as you possibly can. Always aiming for improvement. Great, I'm not going to hold it for a minute. You don't want to sit and watch me for a minute, but that's your target. The next set of exercises we're going to do for a number of repetitions. So again, you can start with 5 or you can aim for 15, whichever you can do. We're going to start with a crunch. Now most people when they do a crunch, they throw their body, so they're using their shoulders and the back. I want you to keep the focus on the abs the entire time. So let's go down, put your hands on your legs, shoulders are off the mat, chin is tucked in, and squeeze and lower. Abs, lower. Keep thinking abs, squeeze. It's slow and it's controlled. We're not in a race. The slower the better actually. And down. Again, you don't have to have a large movement, just a small squeeze and down. Squeeze. Great, crunches, done. Okay, our second one, third one, sorry. Legs in the air, and we're literally just going to lower our legs down. But the important thing here, engaging the abs, pressing that back into the mat. I can't get my hand underneath there. Okay, so we lower the legs. And this is working the lower abs here, that tricky part. We always know that's the bit that's trickiest to do. As soon as I start to feel it in my back, or my back starts to arch, then's the time to bring the legs back up. And this is when you're doing the most work, ladies, okay? So again, see how slow I'm going? Turn your palms up as well. And lift them back up. Now if you're just starting out, you might only be able to go this far before your back starts to lift. That's fine. It's all about progress. Let's take it down, pushing my abs down, pushing my back into the mat. And then I'm lifting back up. These abs here, these are engaged. Okay, brilliant. Number 3. Number 4 and 5. Again, straight legs. one hand above the head, and we're going to reach. So working transversely across the body. Reach for that foot. So long as those shoulders are coming off the mat, you're doing the job. I like to do one side first before I move on to the other one, because that way we can focus on our technique and we can feel it here and here. Let's just switch to the other side just to show you. Again, arm down, other side. Squeeze. Again, I'm thinking abs, I'm thinking here. Squeeze. Just going to do two more for you. Okay, and we come onto my hands and knees for the last one. As well as working the abs on this one, it also strengthens the lower back. So really important. Let me swing round. Okay, so I'm going to take one arm out and the opposite leg in the same direction. And I'm just going to hold. See my arms by my head. I'm looking straight down at the mat. I'm not straining my neck. If I do, it's only to talk to you on the camera. Okay, and then that foot, I'm going to make sure my hips are steady. So I rotate that foot in, which makes sure my hips stay in alignment. And again, hold for a count of 10 or 15, whichever's at your limit. Do push yourself though. So if you're doing 10 today, do 15 next week. And again, swapping to the other side. There's lots of progressions we can do with all of these exercises, and we'll continue to do them as we go through the year. I'll keep showing you different exercises and we can all improve together. Okay, that's the other side done. That's 5 exercises. So what you could do, rather than doing for 10 or 15 repetitions, that's times, you could build it up. So eventually you're doing it for a minute each exercise. That way you've got a 5-minute routine you can do every day. It'll be slightly longer than that actually, because 2 of them are either side, so it could be 7 minutes. Good luck. Remember, all throughout the day, keep those abs pulled in and you'll start working them and strengthening those abs. Thanks ladies, bye.